Genesis chapter 3. The fall of man. Now the serpent was the most cunning of all the animals that the Lord God had made. The serpent asked the woman, "Did God really tell you not to eat from any of the trees in the garden?" The woman answered the serpent, "We may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden. It is only about the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden that God said, 'You shall not eat it or even touch it, lest you die.'" But the serpent said to the woman, "You certainly will not die. No, God knows well that the moment you eat it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like gods, who know what is good and what is bad." The woman saw that the tree was good for food, pleasing to the eyes, and desirable for gaining wisdom. So she took some of its fruit and ate it. And she also gave it to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made loincloths for themselves. When they heard the sound of God moving in the garden at the breezy time of the day, the man and his wife hid themselves from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. The Lord the Lord God then called out to the man and asked him, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden, but I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself." Then he asked, "Who told you you were naked? You have eaten, then, from the tree which I had forbidden you to eat." The man replied, "The woman whom you put here with me, she gave me the fruit from the tree, so I ate it." The Lord God asked the woman, "Why did you do such a thing?" The woman answered, "The serpent tricked me into it, so I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you shall be banned from all the animals and from all the wild creatures. On your belly shall you crawl, and dust shall you eat all the days of your life. I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring and hers. He will strike at your head, while you strike at his heel." To the woman he said, "I will intensify the pangs of your childbearing. In pain shall you bring forth children. Yet your urge shall be for your husband, and he shall be your master." To the man he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree of which I had forbidden you to eat, cursed shall be the ground because of you. In toil shall you eat its yield all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to you, as you eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face shall you get bread to eat, until you return to the ground from which you were taken. For dirt you are, and to dirt shall you return." The man called his wife Eve, because she became the mother of all the living. For the man and his wife, the Lord made leather garments, with which he clothed them. Then the Lord God said, "See, the man has become like one of us, knowing what is good and what is bad. Therefore, he must not be allowed to put out his hand to take fruit from the tree of life also, and thus eat of it and live forever." The Lord God therefore banished him from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he had been taken. When he expelled the man, he settled him east of the Garden of Eden, and he stationed the cherubim and the fiery revolving sword to guard the way to the tree of life. So, now what do we learn from this? One, this is the start of the coming of Christ. So, here, man disobeys God. God specifically told man not to eat from the fruit and not to eat the fruit of the tree, and man disobeyed him completely and ate that fruit. Here there is another reference to the Trinity. Chapter 3, verse 22. Then the Lord God said, "See, the man has become like one of us." Like one of us. He didn't say man has become like me. He said one of us. He is having a conversation with among himself. So one of us. This is a direct reference to the Trinity over here. Another one, chapter 3, verse 8. When they heard the sound of God moving about in the garden at the breezy time of the day. They heard the sound of God walking in the garden. Which God can be heard walking in the garden? Which God has feet to make sound? It's Jesus. So here is another reference to Jesus before Jesus was born of the Blessed Virgin Mary. So in this chapter, it has a lot of things. There are two references to God. One reference to the Trinity, one reference to Jesus, and the disobedience of man, that is the start of the coming of Jesus. This is it for this video, guys. Subscribe.